Hey there, Kootenai Pirates. How are ya? All right, kindergarten friends, today we're going to start off with our first math lesson of our another 2 weeks. And so this one's going to look a little different than the previous ones. I want to begin by saying I gave you some extra books. Chapter 5, addition, we've already done it. It's practice. If it makes sense, use it. If not, don't. Chapter 6, subtraction, review. If you need some practice with subtraction, this is awesome. When you look at these books and you open them up at first, there's some just basic pages that explain to you the vocabulary that you'll be using. There's some little games to play, some words that you'll need to know, vocabulary words. And then it'll go right into your first lesson. And if you look at it, it'll say 6.1. So all of 6.1 will be Chapter 6, Lesson 1. And moms and dads, the directions are down here. Now for the stories or the books that I'm going to do on Chapter 8, I will read these to them and do it with them. But if you want to review, this is a great way to review by reading the directions down below. If it asks you to use manipulatives or it becomes confusing, stop, because there are some lessons that we cut out because we didn't like them. So if you find there's a part that is not jiving with you, just cross it off. Awesome. Previously, we worked on Chapter 7. We were working a lot with representing, counting, and writing 11 through 19, making those teen numbers. It'll say to do counters in here. You can just do a yellow crayon and a red crayon to show those if you want to. All right, on to Chapter 8. Here we are on Chapter 8. Let's get started. If you haven't pulled out your Chapter 8 book, pause it now. Pull out your Chapter 8 book, a pencil, and get ready to follow along. Okay? All right. So our first job is we're going to turn to page 8.1. Our question is, how can you show and count 20 objects? Well, you could count 20 of anything you have if you have 20 of it, or you could show it. Now, here's the tricky part, because we know if we fill one of these frames, which is called a 10 frame, that's right, we would have 10. Well, 2 groups of 10 would make 20. You're right. So can you go ahead with your pencil and show 20 placeholders in here? Remember, when we do our placeholders, we draw it with just make a circle to show a placeholder like that. Can you see it? It's sort of funky the way it looks. There it is. So that's 1. Did I show 20? No, I got a lot more to go. 19 to be exact. So can you please show 20 now? Okay, go ahead and do it. Okay, I showed 20. What? That's not 20? Well, it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, I double counted that one. Be careful. If you have 20, both of your 10 frames will be filled. All right, let's count them together. You guys ready to count with me? Let's try it together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Nicely done, friends. Go ahead and turn the page. If you look here, they showed 20. Try counting to 20 on your own right now, and then try writing the number 20 on your own. All right, I'll give you a minute to try that. Count to 20 on your own and write the number 20. Go. All right, if you counted it, go ahead and write it. Remember, when we write this, we want to mystery write it. We want to write it so close on the line that if Mrs. Norton were going to come and look at it, she could not tell the difference between the dotted lines and the line that you wrote. Let me show you mine. Look how close I got on there. You can barely see it. I wrote it. All right. So on number 1, it said count and tell how many. Well, we counted and it was 20, and we wrote the number 20. So it says use cubes to model the number 20. Draw the cubes. But instead of that, we're going to draw another 20 in here. So go ahead, practice drawing 20 one more time. I know you're going to say, Mrs. Norton, I already did it. I know it, but it's always good to practice it. So go ahead and practice drawing 20 now. And number 2. You could do X's if you wanted. I sort of like X's. All right, when you got your 20 done, that's awesome. Then we're going to move down to number 3. 3 has a check mark by it because it wants you to check and see if you know. So it says it wants you to draw a train, and a cube train is more like boxes together. So it wants you to draw 20 boxes that are touching. Now, of course, I haven't drawn 20 boxes here. And really, to be honest, you could draw 20 of whatever you want. But you need 20 of something down in here. I know we're doing 20 a million times, but we have to know what that 20 looks like. So right now, and remember, 20 could be 2 groups of 10. Draw 20 of something down here just to make sure that you know what 20 is. And then show it to your mom and dad and say, Mom and Dad, I drew 20 on my own. Will you count them and make sure I'm right? If you need to pause the video to make sure you're right, go ahead and do that now. All right. When you are ready, you're going to go to the orange and plum side. And I'm going to teach you guys a little trick. Whenever I count in a circle like this, I lose track of where I started. So I'm going to cross off the first one so I know that's where I start. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what you can do is you can even cross them off as you go so you don't get confused. And they want you to write how many are there and write that number right there. They also want you to do the same with these. And I like to cross them off as I count them. Let's see if you can see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That way I don't skip any or count too quick. Because sometimes if I count too quick. So right now you're going to count the oranges and write the number down. And then count the plums and write the number down. You can pause the video right now if you need to while you're counting. All right, well, it says to tell a friend, and you're my friend, so here we go. Did you count 20 oranges? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I got it too. Let's try the plums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I too got 20 oranges and 20 plums. All right, friends, go ahead and turn the page. All right. On this part, this is a fun part. Lily makes a necklace with 20 beads. Circle to show the beads that Lily uses to make her necklace. So they want you to count however many 20 is. So they want you to start here and count out to 20 and circle how many make 20. So you can go ahead and pause your video right now and count to see how many make 20. All right. So now you circled all of them. Now they want to say how many of them are blue and how many of them are yellow. And I already wrote it in. So go ahead and do that now. Count how many of them are blue and write the number next to the blue one. And how many of them are yellow and write the number next to the yellow. You can pause the video if you need to. When you unpause it, you will see the answer. Did you say 10 and 10? Well, that makes sense because when we fill up 2 10 frames, it makes 20. All right, on number 8, it says draw and write to show what you know about 20. So you can draw 20 of anything you want here. You're like, Mrs. Norton, don't make me draw 20 again. You can do it. Draw 20 of something and write the number 20 down and show somebody you know. You can pause the video right now to draw 20 of something that you would like to show someone. Awesome. And when you're done with that, you are done with this lesson because the rest of this is just extra. And then, if you would like, you can move on to 8.2. 8.2 just wants you to practice counting and writing the number 20. And I would stop. Actually, we can just stop at 8.2. If you want to go on, you can. But it should go pretty quick. All they want you to do is they want you to count these sets. So what you'll do is you'll practice writing the number 20. Anytime you see these dotted lines, they want you to practice writing the number 20. And then right here, they want you to count the kiwis, write how many. Count the pineapples, tell you how many. Count the watermelon, tell you how many. Count the apples, remember my cross-off trick, write how many. And count the pears and write how many. And then, really, besides that, that one's pretty much done. And we'll start on 8.3 on tomorrow, Tuesday. All right. Have fun with 8.1 and 8.2, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow, friends.